We are live. Let me get the share. Let me step out. Y'all going.
Damn, I was expecting a countdown. I'm sitting here smoking. I don't know.
Me too.
Well, I mean, you aren't smoking.
Hold on. I got you. Y'all, hold on. I'm going to give you a countdown. Hold on.
No, it's fine. I already put out my cigarette. We're good.
No, because I was fin too, but I was trying to get the sharing at the same time. But let y'all go do y'all thing. Let me remove myself.
Okay. Let me see. So we can in that YouTube.
Cool. I just need to mute it. Yeah, pull it up on both Face Space and the YouTubes.
Me too. I'm doing it. Trevor, I had you a cool picture, man. I found a picture of you when you're in the field with the army suit on. I was gonna do a tribute to the soldier. I don't know, October is veterans, the salute to the Veterans Month. So,
Yeah. And then
it's not October yet, but
yeah. And then November is Veterans Day. Oh man. Wait, what? I'm trying to figure out what picture of me you could have found.
You and Christian Cabrera.
Cabrera. That could be anything. All right, let us. Oh, we got two people. I think that's just me and you right now. Mickey, share faster.
Let me.
He's popping in. He's like, man, I can't share no faster. You guys are assholes.
Y'all got 10 people on there.
Oh, okay. I'm just dumb. Cool. So it's open discussion and Q&A today. Well, let's see some cues.
Let's see the cues.
Oh, you got some good afternoons, and all right. Well, thank you.
You looking on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Kevin Tay, thank you for popping in on the YouTube side.
What's up, Kev?
We're really starting to push the YouTube more than anything else because, let's face it, as often as Wentis or Mickey get Zuckerberged, it's just easier on the YouTube side.
I've never gotten in trouble. Well, at least not yet. I mean, not.
I was having a fever dream when I was leaving council Monday, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have said some things in chat that go against the community standards on Arthur Woodson's live. I obviously wouldn't have gotten him in trouble, but I'm sitting there I'm still getting warnings like 3 days later. So me not being a nice guy kind of came out in chat. But at least it wasn't directed at anyone in chat, so that's always positive. All right.
Okay, let me see.
Face space side still XYZ.
We don't got no questions yet.
Yeah, guys, ask your questions.
Nobody wants to talk to us.
I mean, I look like trash, so.
I do too.
I mean, you're running around with the chick. Actually, would you ever wear that shirt to a board meeting?
Yeah, I would.
Oh no. Nick and Mac would be upset. Like that's a threat.
I won't, but I would. Like I probably won't because I know, what it would look like to the viewers on, not so much there, but to the viewers that don't really know my personality and don't really know me. So it wouldn't have the best.
It's sad. Like whenever you see someone in governance that you don't know, that you don't have a personal rapport with, you automatically think that they don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, no, I definitely have a big sense of humor. I've been uploading a lot of TikToks lately. I was up to
Oh,
like 5 this morning. I'm like, oh, that's how that works. That's how that works. So I'm figuring out the whole TikTok thing. So I'm posting all type of old
yeah,
videos.
I saw a few of them. I'm like, is this actually Michael Clack?
Yeah, it's me.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Brother Clack. Okay, look
What
at
up?
Bobby Burton. She said, hello, Mr. Trevor, Mr. Clack, and Mickey. Much love and respect. Thanks for tapping in. I got some questions for you. I got some questions for y'all.
I
So
like
y'all can
questions.
handle the truth.
Yeah,
You ready?
come
I
on
don't
with
know. I
it.
watched that Jack Nicholson movie. I
How did
don't
you
know if
feel
I can.
about, because I seen some of the stuff you put up. How did you feel about some of the things that transpired over the last 3-4 days?
Mm,
You mean like at city council?
Yes, sir.
I just, I just really, it's really sad, that there's 80,000 people that are waiting on 9 to get their shit together. And we see stories about Saginaw that spent all their ARPA dollars. In Detroit, people are getting roofs and windows put on their houses and stuff like that. And not one citizen here in the city of Flint has gotten a nickel, but we've got these nonprofits and these other organizations that have that are always first in line to get to get their piece of the pie. And here we are yet again. The residents get jack shit, and you know so I think it's messed up because it is messed up because everybody's waiting on them, and they down there can't settle their differences, which I
yeah,
think is by design.
yeah. And so last night I went off on a little tangent about how 99% of the time now I do not trust nonprofits that go before council
Mm-hmm.
or any companies that go before council, because we've seen a pattern of crooks and criminals coming in and not following through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say 99% is because I've seen what you do, and I know you're not taking anything on the side,
I ain't
which
got nothing, but yeah. Yeah.
exactly. That's one of the things. Like, how does that make you feel as someone who has a legit nonprofit trying to do something positive, and then you see everyone else coming in, jumping ahead of you in the line, and they aren't using it for its intended purposes, or at least what they say they're using it for, and they're just using it as a way to put the money in their own pocket, like, because you're actually trying
Well,
to do something.
yeah, but just by me saying, just because I got a board meeting today, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna limit the 4-letter words and just say it's very disheartening because we live in Flint and there's a high level of everything here:
Hmm.
trafficking, domestic abuse, violent crimes, whether it be with a weapon, a gun, or shit, even a bow and arrow. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I heard somebody getting robbed running up on somebody with a bow and arrow. You know what I mean? A compound bow. That'd be some funny shit,
Yeah,
but it wouldn't shock me around here. You know what I mean? But it's kind of disheartening when you see like we really have a need for something, and with my program, uh at least the way it was designed and planned, that we're able to help victims, and family members, or everyone that's been involved or touched by a trafficking situation or a domestic violence situation in every aspect. And that means from something as small as resume building and job training, to apprenticeships, to you know driver's license training, anything that you could think of. It was all in the plans, but I can't really get anything off the ground because all of that, it costs money to do most things. So,
yeah,
we can't even really go and get a pallet of water right now because if I did, it would be taken away from my own personal money. So, it's like it's a lot of stuff that I'd love to do um that I have in the plans, but I just am not able to do it.
yeah. And then you see someone go up there this week where the math isn't mathing. They don't have all the information put up, and they're asking for, what was it, 1-2 mil from the ARPA funds,
Hmm.
and it looked like some immediate support from a few members. And then everyone else decided to ask the real questions, which, there's a few members of council who I've said before, they do ask some good questions, especially when it comes about money. And it's like, all right, thank you, because we almost gave X amount of $1 million for something we don't even know what's actually happening here or how this is actually going to work. And like that struck me because I've been really upset since you said you got a phone call from the city of Flint mayor's office or the administration side saying you don't qualify. And human trafficking and domestic abuse, all that is a big thing to me because I grew up on the border. I've seen where that starts firsthand. I had several high school friends just come up completely missing. And some of them still haven't been found to this day.
Yeah, and it's not to cut you off, but it's an even bigger thing. There's the human trafficking and the sex trafficking thing. But what I think a lot of people don't realize, that body parts on the black market is a big thing too. You know what I mean? Like so if something, maybe I don't want to, speculate or, but that's something that probably could have happened to one of your friends that, they got kidnapped and, somebody got a lung or something on the black market for $20,000-$30,000. You know what I mean? Or somebody got.
My high school, we used to joke, I'm a walking bag of $10,000. Each kidney was like $20K, liver, because you can chop that up into a few pieces and do transplants with it. That's worth like $10K. Heart transplant, I think, ran about $50. It's sad that high schoolers knew the prices for all this stuff. And, so there's dicing people up, or there's the sex trafficking, or there's just kidnapping and putting them into God knows what kind of work. It's all over the place. And sometimes they would start down in Arizona, and I'm pretty sure one or two of them could have ended up here or over in New York or Canada or overseas.
Spain, or anywhere.
It's a worldwide market.
It's a global market for this type of stuff. And and it's crazy because they're busting law enforcement officers with it too, that are down with it too. So it's like, here, I just got to say this right quick. If you got, us, and Art and Terrence and, Wentis and all these different,
podcast personalities.
Right. And we're exposing or at least shining light on, situations that the mainstream media is just bypassing or overlooking or just, like, at some point, when is somebody that's got a badge and a gun going to come in and say it's enough is enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, when is somebody
against us or like against what we're pointing out? Because both of those are very real possibilities.
We helping them. You know what I'm saying?
So.
Like I know for a fact that when I went and I took that information to the state police, I had a shitload of information. Like in my mind, it would have been open and shut. Like I look at this stuff, I call these couple of people that I put on the list that need to be called, and hey, we about to go start asking some questions. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to start shaking some trees and rattling some fences. Let's see what's up. Let's see who starts. Because I mean, like ain't nobody trying to go to jail. So the first person to go in, and you know how it worked, the first person to go in, snitch, and make a deal, everybody else is shit out of luck.
Yeah. Unless they have one person in particular they want to go after, then everyone can get a deal, and that person's going away forever and a day. But I feel like, and I've been making the joke about it for, I think, 2 weeks now, the Fed boys, the alphabet soup, are blind to Flint. Because we've seen so much happening here. God, there's a bank robbery about a year and change, and it hit the news cycle for 6 hours, then dropped right off. We never heard of no arrests, none of that. That falls under the FBI's jurisdiction. Never heard a thing about it. We see corruption and money getting taken through X, Y, and Z. And we've never seen a state bureau of investigation come in, let alone the federal or IRS even. The alphabet soup doesn't like to come to Flint.
But they've got an office here, though.
I mean, it's one of those, like, it's either they've got friends here, or they just know it's too much work and they can't get it all done.
I personally think that there's some people with some big pocketbooks, some big bank accounts that's influencing a whole lot, because it's just, there's no way. We hear about people outside of Flint and all the surrounding areas that have crooked people that are getting caught up and going to jail, but it's like we're the biggest municipality in Genesee County and we got the crookedest people. It's like out in the open. We see the checks, we got the emails, like we got the shit. Y'all see the shit.
But I mean, remember, we're also the city that was poisoned, and there was an entire RICO investigation about it, and the state district attorney killed Rico. Like, she just took him out into the woods and shot him. An entire RICO investigation. You know how hard it is to shut down a RICO investigation?
Well, I mean, if you're the chief law enforcement officer in the state, not very, right?
Yeah, obviously. But, like, a RICO investigation is what took down Capone. Yeah. They were looking into all of his activities, and they're like, we can't catch him for any of this, but wait, there's tax evasion. Let's get him on that. Like, they go so deep and so hard in the paint on it that they found that. And
but how many people was Al Capone responsible for killing before they took him down for taxes?
Yeah, God, hundreds.
I mean, I was just hypothetically asking, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we know that he's responsible for, for countless murders and,
the Valentine's Day Massacre.
I was just thinking that, just that one. That was what, 12 or 13 by itself, right?
Yes. And two guys dressed up as cops carrying Tommy guns, lined them up against the wall execution style.
Yep.
But
if they were in Atlanta, they would be going to jail. Yeah, everywhere but here. The lady down in Prairie View, Texas, she came up there and she told them, like, he been doing the oochie coochie, whatever, with your money or whatnot. You know what I mean? I don't remember her exact words, but it was like, like, we done with that shit. Like, it's over with. Y'all have had your time, and you I hope you have fun, but your ass about to go to jail.
And Atlanta has, the entire state of Georgia has something that Flint doesn't, and that's military bases, which brings a lot of federal attention in. Like, that's where I did my basic training, at Fort Benning. Just down the road from that is Fort Gordon. There's like 2 or 3 naval bases and an air base there. Just like in Colorado. Just Colorado Springs alone has the Air Force Academy, 2 other Air Force bases, and Fort Carson, Colorado, plus NORAD in Cheyenne Mountain. That brings a lot of attention, and typically things get taken care of very quickly. Michigan doesn't have that. I don't even think we have a Coast Guard station for the Great Lakes up here, to be honest with you. We got Camp Grayling, which
we would have to, right? We would have to, because Camp Grayling is up in Grayling, but we would have to because the border to Canada, right?
Not really. No, we don't. I think we got one minor Air Force base, and it's more of a logistics hub. It doesn't even have fighter craft. But yeah, a lot of these states that you actually see things getting done is where a lot of federal dollars have been put into. And I'm not saying like the military actually does anything X, Y, or Z. I'm saying that the money goes into these bases, and the Fed wants to make sure that the third largest line item on our entire national budget gets taken care of. Michigan has been overlooked in that.
But if we got people that spending this, I mean, like, these ARPA dollars is federal money. That's fucking FBI. That's, you know what I mean? Like,
God, FBI, IRS,
and a whole bunch of other 3-letter words or acronyms.
DEA, I think, can jump in, just because, a lot of that money is getting laundered into a lot of the drug trade around here. Let's face it, Flint is not clean. This is not a sober city.
No,
I mean,
ain't nobody sober around here. You come out of church, there's a liquor store right next door. You can go right to the liquor store. Then you go right next door to that and go get you some weed. So, you know, it's
if you have a vice here,
I'm being facetious when I say that, because the dispensaries have to be a certain, distance from wherever, whatever. But there's liquor stores literally across the street from churches.
I mean, if you have a vice in Flint, you can get your hands on it. I mean, I come from a large smuggling town, so I'm used to seeing kilos of cocaine when I'm going into someone's house to spray for bugs, right? Hey, big rule of thumb, you don't tell the cops when you're doing that because you're not narking on your own customers, right?
Yeah.
But, it's been 20 plus years, so I can talk about it. And I've come up here and I've seen a lot of the same habits in a lot of the same places type deal. And you go, okay, I know there's keys in there. They're either straight selling powder with cut or they're cooking. You see some folks walking around looking like Skeletor, and all right, that's methed up.
Man, let me find out you were like at home when we took you on that tour of the hood. Like, let me find you like exactly what you're talking about.
I know exactly. Like, so my parents bought a house on the east side of town, but I was always on the south side of town, First Street. The way the border works there is, Border Road, First Street, Second Street. My high school's on Fifth Street. I was used to running around the patio. Like, I knew exactly what was going on when you were running me around up there. I'm like, all right, I know that place is probably a cellar. I know those people are just trying to get by. I see these kids running around here, and it reminded me of the Offspring song, "The Kids Aren't All Right." Because, when you're young, everything looks great, and you have these big old dreams. 20 years down the line, 2 or 3 are probably going to end up dead, just because this is Flint. You're going to have some hooked on drugs, some life just go sideways. A young lady get pregnant at the age of, say, 16, and now she's taking care of this baby, and she couldn't do whatever she wanted to do with her life. Yeah, like, that hit home. That I was at home. I was one of the few that got out. And you see that here in Flint, too. You only see like 2 or 3 success stories per every 100.
The crazy part about it is, by me being, even before me becoming a school board member and a board president, I was a very inquisitive person, and I would go, like, I grew up right around Northern, and I would go up there all the time and, just take pictures and just to, post on my Facebook or my Instagram just to let everybody know this is what's going on, y'all. We need to clean this up. I discovered that there were places, there were schools, Northern being one of them, Johnson being one of them, I think Longfellow was one of them, that there were like pallets of water that were supposed to be going to the people during the water crisis, that people just went into the schools and dumped them there instead of taking them to the water stations. There was, like, you can go in the Northern right now. I might have some pictures in my phone still of, the residuals there, of bottled water cases all in the, in the foyer up in there, and then, all in there by the gym. I don't know if you know how Northern is, but it's like they like, that's the dirty shit that they would rather go take it into somewhere where it's not going to be used, and the people are using it for target practice and doing God knows what with it, instead of, they'd rather do that than take it to the water stations and give it to the people and let it be distributed to the people. That's the type of shit that we got going on here. For y'all that are not in Flint, that stuff is real. You know what I mean? Like, from somebody who's I've been, I'm not gonna say I'm a water warrior like some people will claim to be, but I've delivered water personally. I volunteered for an entire 2 summers taking water to people's houses off a back of a U-Haul truck and a dolly. You know what I'm saying? Walked almost every street in the city, taking to people that couldn't afford to go out or didn't have the means to go out and get their own water. So when I saw that pissed me off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's still people to this day that wait for food and water giveaways. I think there's only 1 or 2 places in the city that you can go and get. I know there's 2 churches I know of, because I just volunteered last Wednesday. The one there's St. Mark on DuPont, and then there's Bethel AME or CME AME on Ballinger, and I think that they're the one on Door Highway. I can't think of the name of it. Across from
Yeah, you tagged in with Art on one of them. You were both there.
Yeah, that was last Wednesday.
Yeah. So, and it's weird, right? So, like, when the entire crisis was going on, and I was looking for a job, I came here in 2016. They're still handing out water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was you would see these like day jobs. We'll pay you X amount to drive the water X place and drop it off. And a lot of people decided the money was worth showing up, but not actually doing any work. So they just drop it off wherever. I mean, back then you could drive around and some of these empty lots, you would see like 15, 20 cases of water just chucked there.
Yeah, they would do that. I was volunteering at Shiloh Baptist Church. Actually, that's Pastor Moore. He's a good guy. That's the church that our mayor attends, and they have a garage and they got the apartments over at Shiloh Commons, the apartments that are across the street. And they had, they would have 20, 30 cases delivered into the garage, and then they'd have another couple that they would have to leave outside and just have the residents come pick them up, whenever they could, whenever they wanted, because there was no room on the inside. But people still need water after the water distribution place closed. So, it's like we're gonna leave a pallet or two outside so people can still come through and get what they needed.
Yeah. And regardless of what the city says, no one here trusts our water. I don't even use it to throw in my Keurig, and that's got like 3 filters on it. I still use bottled water on that.
Yeah, I just was thinking about it the other day as I'm getting water off the faucet to give my dog, and I'm like, ain't nobody never really said nothing about the pets.
Yeah.
It's senior citizens and it's the kids, and middle-aged people don't really, whatever, y'all can die off, and then y'all pets, screw them too. But I just was thinking like, wait a minute, man, I ain't thought about Mina might be acting crazy, even though she don't act crazy, but it's my dog. But I'm just thinking like, wait a minute, I've been giving her sink water. And there's another thing that people don't think about. McDonald's ain't closed during the water. McDonald's didn't close. So all that, when you go in and you get a number 5 and they ask you, do you want medium or large? That soda that's coming out of there has got to be, mixed with water. And those fryers, they got to be cleaned with something. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't just spray Mr. Clean on there and just let it roll. Like it's got to be cleaned with something. So while people were thinking, well, just don't drink the water, or just don't bathe in the water, or just don't cook with the water, it's like, all right, well, you don't cook with it. You go to McDonald's and they still got to clean they still got to clean the stoves. They still got to clean the fries. They got to clean all that shit out. So it's like the people don't understand. It's like you didn't escape it. It wasn't like you could just go somewhere and like, I ain't gonna drink no water. Like, all right, well, don't drink no water, but you still got to take a bath.
There is a Lebanese restaurant on Corona right next to Kroger, right?
And not Taboon. Yeah,
no,
is it Taboon?
No, Taboon's on closer to the mall. But when I first got here, I was driving my wife's old truck, and I was cooking for the in-laws plus my wife and kids. And hi, kitty. Anyway, I had to go to there, and the first thing that struck out to me was the sign on the place. The way for them to get business said, "We have Detroit water." I'm like,
how?
Damn. I think it was like the cutoff in the city limits because it's right next to the township. But it's like, damn, that's how you're having to get business. You're having to advertise where your water comes from.
Yeah, that's why the neighborhood out there, Flint Township, they wanted to change their name to Carmen Hills because they didn't want to have anything to do with the name Flint because of the water, the crime, the crime, the everything. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
go ahead.
Oh, so I was watching my wife was watching a podcast, and I just listened to it periodically. Louder with Crowder. I know he's not going to be popular with a lot of folks here. However, he brought up a very good point, and it tags on to what Art had said at the city council meeting where things are actually getting done, and the response that Dennis Pfeiffer had, which was sending money to Ukraine, right? And it turns out for the amount that we have sent to Ukraine, by the way, we could have fixed Flint's water 250 times over.
Flint, Benton Harbor, I think theirs is almost done. Jackson, Mississippi, and however ever many, urban cities that got messed up water. I know that when Lansing first discovered that their waters, their infrastructure was messed up, they started fixing their shit immediately. And as when SARS started rolling, theirs was getting, they were wrapping theirs up, getting fixed up. You know what I mean? Like, it's these stupid ass people that are downtown. Excuse me for cussing again, but it's like everybody just wants their pockets lined. Forget everybody else.
Speaking of administrations and getting in trouble, we did have a question in here. Ike Turner, I heard Flint Community School Administration is in trouble. Is that true? One, have you heard anything? And two, Ike, could you possibly elaborate on that for us? Like,
please
in
do.
Trouble for what, X, Y, and Z? Because we'd like to know. Mike, as school board president here, doesn't they don't always communicate with them the way that they're supposed to.
And I don't want to go to jail, so let me know if you know something I need to know about. If I gotta go lawyer up, let me know. But
or go find the cops. Like, hey.
I'm just talking now, but I haven't done anything wrong. Like, I haven't done anything. Like,
yeah, that's one of those, like, officer, hey, I hear you're looking into this. What can I help you with?
Yeah.
I mean, number one, you don't want to go to jail. Number two, like, we got to clean up all of our governments.
And this is what I want to let people know. At least while I'm on the board, not just because I'm the president, but everything that I do or every decision that I make, it's because I feel it is the best for the district. You know what I mean? It's for the children in the district and the teachers in the district and the principals in the district. I don't too much care about what board members feel like, you know what I mean? Because there are a few of us, me, myself mainly, and I think Dylan did, and I think Dr. Joyce did for a minute. But I think Teray did too. I'm not sure, and I'm pretty sure Mel did, but I'm not sure about his actually like teaching, but worked in the school district and worked on the front lines with kids. I don't think that some of the decisions that will be made, or people would be thinking the way they think if they had to sit there with those kids every day, and realize that we got a bunch of kids that can't control their emotions because they've been drinking this Flint water. We got a bunch of kids that can't control their anger because they've been drinking this Flint water. They grew up, getting their what do you call that stuff? That when you're a baby, when they don't breastfeed, it's that you got to mix with the water.
The enzymes.
Infamil. Right? The Infamil. You know what I mean? Like, there's been mixing that before they told everybody that don't drink the water, that we're still, mixing the baby's food with the water and stuff like that. Like, God, and then on top of that, we got a high population of people that get high and get drunk and do both and pop pills. So when you put all of that stuff together and then you start, then everybody that doesn't have a felony over the age of 18 or 21 can go purchase a handgun, that can't judge their anger and can't turn their anger down, or can't it's like, if you asking for fucking Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? Like, that when you hear people, when you ride down the street and you hear it's because somebody done let 30 shots off real quick, like that'll wake you up.
Yeah, the illegal modifications to guns around here drives me nuts, because like I'm probably better trained and more equipped to handle automatics of all sizes, from a handgun to a belt-fed machine gun in placement. And I can't have those. That would be a fun range toy for me. Just go to the range and drop a belt or three. But I'm sitting in my backyard with my kid and my niece the other night, and I just heard someone with the fun switch just. I'm like, God damn it, man! Because number one, you're making every gun owner look like a piece of trash and an idiot. Number two, you're wasting ammo, so you just drove up my prices. Thanks, asshole. And number three, those are coming back down somewhere, unless you're not shooting in there, you're shooting whatever X, Y, and Z. But this is all just to show off. I hope it was to show off. I hope he wasn't shooting someone, right?
Here's my thing. I'm sitting here. I'm in my basement in my house. I got my pistol right here. You know what I mean? It's sad that I got to take it everywhere, but I take it. And I quote Biggie every time. Every time I say, every time I think about it, Biggie said in one of the lines in one of his songs, "A shotty by the shower in case you want to shoot me while I'm shitting." You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like you gotta take your gun with you. When I cut my grass, I got my gun. When I'm, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? When I walk my dog, I got my gun. When I'm
Actually,
riding,
you just
I'm about to go
reminded
pick up my
me.
son. When I'm about to go pick up my son, I gotta take my gun and I got my extra clip in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks that it's gotta be that way, but damn it,
Yeah,
I'm coming home.
you just reminded me because I went down to Ann Arbor. I went and talked with the doctor. That's a federal building. I wasn't allowed to carry in there, so I
Mhm.
just left it at home. But it's Ann Arbor. It's not Flint, so I was okay. I
No,
came in,
you're
got
safe.
yeah. I mean, they fixed things up there. Apparently, Ann Arbor used to be pretty rough, but their governance got together. But I
Well,
actually didn't take it with me. I left it in the safe in the room. I probably need to go grab that because I have the same rule. If I'm at my desk, depending on the night of the week, that is, I've got a firearm here, and the night of the week just determines what firearm is with me at my desk.
mm-hmm.
Because
You about to go grab it?
Huh?
You about to go grab it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
All right. Yeah. No. See, everybody. So, Trevor, while you doing that, everybody that's not from Flint, you do have to understand, the level, the way that we're thinking. It's not that we're just violent people. It's not that we just, I just got to sit around with my pistol and, but it really
I
is like
am.
that. My neighbor, he is, but my neighbor really was. My next door neighbor drives a limousine, and he was really robbed in his front yard cutting the grass. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody trying to get robbed in their own front yard. So that's the reality of of how it is around here. And we don't even live. I don't live in the. I mean, it's not a rough part of town. I live in the college culture area, 7th Ward. You know what I mean? My college is literally almost my backyard. So, but if you go a block and a half, to the north, then you've got the state streets over there. That's the east side. That's the 4th Ward, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
whole different ball game over there. You know what I
My
mean? Like
niece, my niece lives on the north side, and every time I go up there to pick her up, there's always a drug deal on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about her day in, day out. A couple months ago, I told you that, just to my right, left on the screen, about 150 meters, 150 yards, a young lady was killed at a block party in front of my house. And another guy was hit across the street from me in an empty lot. And all around my house, guns were going off in retaliation or just shooting to shoot because everyone else was shooting. So when things like that are going on on my block or because the bar down the street, I actually keep a rifle with me.
I do
Lately, it's
too.
been the X95
That's
Timber.
that. See, dog, you showing off. I want to go upstairs and get mine. I ain't got one of them. That goes. Brrr, mine goes pow.
No, this goes
I got
pop.
a.
I don't have my class 3. This goes
Oh,
pop.
okay. All right. No, I just
And
got a
that
regular.
yeah, and then I usually have my pistol on my hip. Literally every video you guys have ever seen me on, I've been carrying
Me
every last
too.
one
Me too.
because
At the
whether
old
we were
studio.
yep at the old studio across from the Regencies where they've had shootings 4
A lot.
5 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean shootouts, not just shootings. We
Mm-hmm.
were across the street from that. Mickey and Miss Ashley, when they got done with her show, as they were leaving, I think it was Miss Ashley, someone got shot in the parking lot just across the street at the liquor store. And then even when we were filming downtown during the campaign season, I was carrying, even though downtown was fine, but we were right next to one of those motels, that charges by the half hour. So you know what that's all about. That's a go in, tie yourself off. Yeah, one of those. Like, yeah, I was always carrying, and I got a couple comments because I always have a knife on me as well. They're like, "You just carry a knife on your belt?" Yes. I mean, number one, it can give you a little bit of space, but mainly because it's a damn tool. If I have to work on my truck, I'm not being stuck right next to a place where people are shooting up heroin without my truck being able to start. I need tools, and a knife is a great one.
Yeah. No, there's been a couple of shows that we've been in there on air, And
Mm-hmm.
I know you've had yours, and I know I've had mine. And if you really were paying attention in the audience, you can see me clutch. You know what I'm saying? Like I reached down and
Yep.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like trying my hardest, not for the audience to see. Did he just pick up his pistol? Yes, I did, because
Yeah. And we
like
get
yes,
randos walking in, and I know
yeah,
it's been in Mickey's inbox. It's been in Wintus's inbox. I've gotten a few. We've gotten threats,
me
and
too.
it
This was
was
before
you.
810, but me too.
Yeah. And we're right next to the tax office, so periodically we get someone coming in. Hey, is this where we do it? No, we're shooting a show, man. But
Mm-hmm.
we didn't know who they were, and we're like, oh man, is this where someone decides to make a point? So you would see me clutch, you'd see Clack clutch. Periodically, you'd see, Wintus. She would lean back and like this because she was in between me and whatever was there. When she interviewed a few folks, not going to put names out there because concealed carry licenses are concealed. You could see, if you're paying attention, the way they were sitting. They were packing heat, and some heat a lot bigger than the little 9 mils that me and Clack carry. Well,
I
no,
carry
you
40.
carry a
I
40.
carry a 40 and a 45.
Yeah, I carry a 9 mil.
There's
But yeah,
another rap lyric that I want to associate that with. There's a new artist, up and coming artist. His name is Mud Baby Rue. If y'all want to look him up, Mud Baby Rue. He says he totes 40s and 45s, can't tote nothing else because they're too small. And I live by that too. Nothing against
I
y'all
mean,
9mm carriers, but I carry a 40 and a 45 and an AR-15. I don't carry the AR, but no offense, I didn't want to piss anybody off, but Mud Baby
nah, I
Rue.
mean, gun culture is gun culture. Everyone has their caliber that they love. Me, I like 9 because it's available everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Of course, there's now that I will say that, and then there's a new. I just saw that F&N has a new tactical 9 that's got a suppressor available for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty freaking dope. I don't know, it's the C59 or something like that, C59 or something. So I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they got some
say
pretty
this
cool stuff.
let me say this real quick so we can jump right back in it. As you all know, and Trevor, and those of you that know have been paying attention and been with us, for a while. Every time I come on the show, I try to wear either a local business, some apparel or some merch from a local business, or a black business. And I don't want to just say, just I only support black business, because that's not true. Of course, I support black business, but I support local business. Everybody in Flint, we all the same people. Those, we're people. So, if you have a brand or whatever you want, whatever you got, send it over. We can, I don't mind supporting, I'll wear it. People will ask about it. We're working on some 810 merch. Is that true? Mickey, we're working on,
Yep, we are. I've been talking with I spoke with the lady that owns Beautify. Her husband owns the print shop in there for clothes. And I
Wait
said,
a minute. I'm gonna throw my.
whoa, 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 whoa!
Wait
Watch
a
the hat
minute.
throwing.
Wait a
My door
minute.
locked.
Wait a minute. I
What?
make shirts and everything upstairs in my dining room.
Oh no, this was because there's a few things I need. Like I need my polo because I was a polo guy for a long while. I need my 810 on there. Most of the time though, I've been wearing veteran apparel myself, like all my Gadsden flag stuff, or if you see me with my steel shirt or my war crime shirt, veteran apparel. We always support our own. Oh, I hear the miss in the back. Watch out, Mickey.
Oh, my bad. I had wishing that was on mute when y'all were saying it. But yeah, we working on some merch we got coming. Just trying to get everything in the studio together.
Yeah, which should be jumping together.
I can just make some t-shirts or some hats or some tumbler mugs or something until y'all want to go with the professionals. I can,
I could use a couple coffee cups that say 810 on there.
I got you.
There we go. Some whiskey glasses.
You wanna? I can do you a bumper sticker or a window sticker on your car. I can do decals. I can do a license plate. Well, I ain't gonna do the whole license plate thing. Made me think about on state property, but I can do it if you want it.
Oh yeah. Since we don't have to have license plates on our front bumper here in Michigan, you can put whatever vanity you want. Yeah. And I know we got folks like some people from out of state. They're like, wait, you don't have to have license plates in front of you. Damn right. You Texans,
Nor
you
do
get
we have to
screwed
get
with that.
inspection stickers.
I got
We
a
don't have to
question
get
for you.
inspection stickers like y'all in Texas and Virginia.
I got a question for you, brother Clack.
What's up?
If we're gonna be able to get a door sign for we can have our logo on the door up there.
Bro, I got all that. I got it all upstairs, man. I just buy stuff and just whenever I need it, I can get
Say
you. I can
less.
make you a yard sign if you want it. I got it upstairs.
Yeah, like I would love to get an 810 bumper sticker. At the same time, when I'm driving around, like I don't even have anything on my truck that says I own guns. And as much
I don't
hate
either.
as we generate, or like as much as we try to shine light on corruption, I don't want people knowing who I am while I'm driving around. Shit.
The good thing about the type of vehicles that we have, I ain't gonna say what we got. There's a lot of them, especially what I got. But you too.
Mhm.
There's a lot of them riding around here. So
Yeah.
it's not like
When I
you
see
know,
the
if we get
stickers start popping up more often, I might throw it on there.
Right. So hey, look, if y'all in the comments, if y'all are down with us, if y'all would rock an 810 bumper sticker or a t-shirt or any type of merch, yeah, like y'all gonna have to pay for it, but it's support.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
gonna go to the right places. I'm sure we can do some giveaways or something like that, especially if I'm making it. If I'm making it, I ain't gonna charge too much. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I mean that, and in my mind, like the GoFundMe was great, the Cash App is great, but then merchandization, I think, whatever how you say it. Now it's okay. Now we're giving back, like we're actually giving not just a service, but an actual product. Because everyone's love actually came out, and I love that shirt. Came
yeah, I
out
want
and
a
helped
tear
us so
t-shirt.
much.
I made this.
Oh, he ran away. He's back. Coming back. Yeah. You dropped for a second, but you made that, right? Oh, and now you're muted. Chat with everyone in studio. Ohio doesn't have to do front or do inspections. Well, that might be an option for the future. 810T. All right. Yeah, like we've been talking on the side a little bit, and everyone's got that phrase that pays. I know with me, I want to get a black T-shirt with blue lettering that says "Did done did it."
That's what's up.
With Mickey, it'd probably be green lettering that says "Pay the producer."
Most definitely.
Wintis word on the street. Yeah. So, is he still in the studio or?
No, he came on. That's why I popped on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he went out. He's probably trying to get his phone together.
And we're kind of coming up on the hour, but not really. Ladies and gentlemen, before he gets back, remember that there is a Flint school board meeting tonight, and it is not as entertaining, especially because, 2 weeks ago, they were able to get in there and get all the business done in 17 minutes. But it does mean a whole hell of a lot if you show up or if you just tune in and show support to our school board. Let them know that you're watching. Number one, it lets Mr. Clack know what he's doing is important, because it is. And number two, it's more eyes on a problem, more eyes on an area where a problem could happen. Does keep the problem from happening. So tonight, what time is your meeting at, Clack? 5? Mike?
Yeah, I'm here.
What time's your meeting at? 5?
5:30. There's a policy meeting tonight. So
there we go, guys. And I'm going to break one of the 810 rules, and I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to Flint Community Schools into our YouTube and Facebook chat, so you guys can pop on in there when it comes time. Because I know you can look up anywhere and find Flint City Council.
You can find us on. You can find us on YouTube. It's pretty much the same. Pretty the same as just looking it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I just dropped the link in there. That way, folks can save it into their browser. School board is at 5:30. Mr. Padroni, Dr. Padroni, Doc.
Doc, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I missed my chance to meet him last Monday, but I just wasn't feeling great. Like I said, some of the comments that are in Art Woodson's chat, I'm not going to apologize for. But had I not had a fever, I wouldn't have actually said them. I would have just thought them very intensely.
At the end of the day, the way that I'm thinking, the way that I'm beginning to become the person that I'm beginning to come, I'm becoming less apologetic for things that I say. Now, I might be apologetic. I'm never going to be sorry because I think a lot before I say whatever I'm going to say. Like sometimes I feel myself picking and choosing my words a little bit more than I would just because I don't want people to hang on it because of my position or whatnot. But I'm not going to be apologetic for something that I let roll off of my tongue because
you meant it.
Me. I meant it. You know what I mean? I might apologize for the way it came out or my delivery, or even if it hurts your feelings, depending on who it is, I might apologize for that. I'm not going to. Do not disturb.
Nah, bless it. But yeah, like I'm in the same boat. Usually when I pop on the sunglasses and I have a drink, that is usually a very, I'd say, an intense episode. And I will say a lot of things that, while in a calm demeanor and without too many insults, definitely cut to the point. And I'm never going to apologize for what I say in those. Like, I may have called you out. I may have said X, Y, or Z. At the same time, you needed it. And I mean it. So the way it came out, maybe apologize for, but the actual meaning behind it, definitely not.
There's one person who, who I'm referring to, and a lot of you who have heard me lately or have seen my comments lately know who I'm referring to. At the end of the day, I'm not going to apologize for what I said. And I said a lot. I said more to that individual than I've said to a lot of people that have done more. But there's underlining factors to why it went as far as it did with me and that individual. You know what I mean? But I almost feel bad because of the way I spoke. You know what I mean? Just because this person is, 30 years my senior, at least. And, I know that they felt some type of way. Do I feel bad about the message that I got across? Fuck nah. Hell no. Nah.
But I'm with you on that one because I'm in the same boat with you. Like, this person hasn't had the same impact in my life because I haven't grown up around here. At the same time, when I was running for state rep, I was told this person's very influential, very important. After I was done with that, they brought things to our attention that we were able to tag on because of corruption. And then I felt betrayed afterward because of a lot of the things that happened that specifically happened to you and were said to you. I'm like, I had some trust for you. I know you didn't have any respect for me, sir, but I had some trust for you, and you just kind of ruined that by going after a man that I consider my partner on this show and someone that I'm willing to work with day in, day out, because I see you're actually doing the work.
But at the end of the day, once you're a genuine person, man. You're my friend. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna let nobody fuck with you. You know what I mean? And I damn sure ain't gonna let nobody fuck with me or make my name bad, or you know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna happen. And excuse me y'all for all the F-bombs and stuff like that, because I don't normally talk like that on the air. But when it's certain situations trigger me. You know what I mean? And over the past week or so with these city council meetings that are just completely blowing my brain. Like, I don't even understand how these people, if you go to your job and you talk to people like that, you get up out of your seat in a threatening manner, you're going to go see HR, or HR going to come see you. Like, I don't understand why the hell these people just think that they can just do and say whatever the fuck they want to say. You know what I'm saying? And taking, like, that shit is just blowing my mind.
Like, when I worked security at Amazon, and, it's Amazon, so emotions were always running high. There were several times instances like this happened. There was no seeing HR. My happy ass would come to you. I would politely touch you on the shoulder, unless you were throwing blows, and I'd step in between you. And I'd say, we're going outside. As soon as you get past the little barricades, I'd say, all right, now give me your badge, because that had an RFID that let you through the turnstile. then you're getting a call from HR when you're already on your way home because you've already proven that you're a threat. You know what I mean? Like, and we have actual police officers at our city council meetings that haven't done a damn thing. And I fully sympathize with Officer Metcalf. He's been there for too long to be bothered by.
He don't even get the respect. He don't even get the respect to call it of being called Officer Metcalf or Lieutenant Metcalf or Sergeant, whatever. They just be like, Metcalf, go over there. Mm-hmm. It's like, wait a minute.
The man has been in these meetings. He has been in these meetings longer than some of you have been in those seats. Show some respect to the man.
Longer than most of them. But here, at the end of the day, as much as I disagree with the councilwoman in the second ward with the way that she, I don't have anything against her personally. Everything is political. At the end of the day, I'm still going to call her doctor. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, as much as I disagree with one of our board members who has a doctor in front of their name, and I don't care if she got her PhD in theology or whatever it is, until it's proven, and it's not even my business. She presented herself as a doctor. That's what I'm gonna call her. If she ain't no doctor, she got to take that up with whoever is called. She got to prove that to. It doesn't matter to me. If you earn the title, I'm gonna call you by that title. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is with me. I don't give a shit if they fake if people say that they don't really have a PhD. Then you take that up with somebody else. Until then, this just me. I don't care about shit like that. I just don't.
See, I'm on the other end of it, like, because titles were my entire life. You walk up, walking down the sidewalk, and you see someone with a gold bar, and sir, and give them the salute. I'm over it now. But if someone's going to harp on it, then, like, okay, I guess you earned your thing, but I also earned my rank, so you can call me by my rank. Other than that, you're this, that, or the third. I call Doc Padroni Doc, not out of respect for his degree, but it's more respect for him because, Army infantry, Doc is like big brother,
I think people like Dr. Padroni would get more offended than, somebody like me, because he actually does have, he's
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have that, so I'm not gonna, it doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big thing, but if you present yourself as a doctor, that's what I'm gonna call you until something else presents it. So that's just
like with Doc Padroni. The reason I call him Doc isn't because of his title. It's instead of Mr., I can tag on the Doc to it instead. And it's more like from the infantry sense, Doc is in the big brother of the platoon. The guy who you get a boo-boo, you're running to, or he's running to you. It's that different type of respect. But when it comes to...
I've come over to the 6th Ward, and I don't have any service.
Oh, man.
Did you hear that? I'm over here around the corner from you, and I don't have picking up my son from school. I don't have any service. Like, it just goes in and out over here. It sucks over here, the 6th Ward.
I mean, that's just Flint. It's one of those, like, our infrastructure is so ate up from the floor up. Our cell service is jacked. Our water's jacked. Our roads are jacked. You know what I mean?
Our local government is jacked. Our school district is jacked.
Yeah.
We're trying to change it. So don't mistake me for making up a song like we're jacked, we're janky, we're janky. No. Please don't mistake me for saying that. I'm saying, these are areas in which we're trying to shine light on, expose corruption, and fix.
Things were scrooby before you showed up there. You were trying to turn the screwdriver and get things in the correct order while you were there.
Yes.
I mean, and that wasn't even your whole pitch when you were running.
If I would have known half the stuff I knew when I was running that I know now, it would have been so much I would have said that would have been different. You know what I mean? Not that it's just, this is crazy. I don't understand it.
Yeah, like, at the same time, it was really refreshing because we always see people in this city running on, I'm going to fight the corruption, I'm going to X, Y, and Z, and then they become part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like one of those ear tingly things now. Like I hear someone talking about corruption while they're running, I'm like, who are you connected to, my friend?
Here's one of the things that I was thinking about. I know we don't get as many views as Winters because we just we kind of
we're the dude bros. It happens. She's pretty.
So but I think that a lot of people mess up when they think they're elected officials and they forget the whole part about being a public servant. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be a servant to the public, and we can get your ass up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see myself as a politician. I don't want to be a politician. I serve the public. So whatever role I decide to run for in the future, if I started thinking like I'm gonna say, what are you gonna do when you get down to Lansing or when you get down to whatever, what I'm saying?
DC or
DC or whatever. It's like, well shit, whatever the people need me to do, that's what I'm gonna be, putting all my attention towards. You can't you got your own thing that you might want to look into, but the people put you there. So you got to remember, like, shit, if the people want you to do this and the majority of your people want you to do this, if and that's going to be a benefit to your constituents, like you got to do that. That's what's wrong with everybody, with these weird ass Republicans down there and these dumbass Democrats over here, and everybody just doing what they think is right. Listen to the people.
It kills me too, because back in the 90s, and even the 90s were a problem, but that's the time frame where I was growing up. I remember mom and dad talking about how each politician was going to vote because it was actually up in the air at debate. 2020 rolls around and it's always party line partisan. There is very little individual thought. It's toe the party line or you don't get party funds. Well, say a Southern Democrat, right? Guns are huge in the South.
Yes.
The constituency likes to hold on to their firearms. And a gun control bill comes up. They either have to go against what their constituents want so they can receive the funds to run again, or they go with their constituents and they are now a party outcast. That kills me. Like, man, if you don't use the party tagline for whichever party, you're now an outcast. You don't get the support that you possibly could. And you see a lot of times these politicians having to jump to the other party. Last night I read the mayor of Austin just jumped parties because he had a couple issues with.
How are you? Preston in here?
Yep, it's right there. Chris.
Would you come on? Hi.
Is he playing games?
Yeah. School? Sorry.
No, you're good. I just didn't want to talk politics and the polite company of where you're at. But, because he went against what National Party wanted, whereas the Texan Democrat Party is a lot different than the National Democrat Party. And he got a lot of heat, so he's like, all right, then I just have to be a Republican now. And, that people have their own individual morals, ethics, and issues. But at the same time, you're expected to drop those in favor of what the party wants.
At the end of the day, it's just if that's what you do, then you just ain't meant to be there.
Yeah,
like that's why we got these people like Paul McCarthy this in these sticky situations that they are now. If you don't, you still got to get voted out and get, you still got to. If the people like what I just don't see it. Fuck it. If you don't win because you don't bow down, then at least people know you ain't no sucker.
Yeah, like there used to be a such thing as a conservative Democrat and a liberal Republican. Those are extinct. The entire, I think the House of Representatives is 435 folks. There are only three groups represented in there. You've got Republican, Democrat, and independent. Independent, I think you've got like 3 libertarians and 2 truly independent, and then Bernie Sanders, whatever he decides to be this week. That's it. Like, it's crazy. And you can always tell how someone's going to vote just by what little letters in front of their name now. Like, I used to be excited for politics in my teens. Like, oh my goodness, how's this guy going to vote? And you could take bets on it, which we've done.
I think that, you know, I might mess myself up with certain situations, like guns. You ain't taking my guns. You see him? That's my son. I gotta protect him. We going home.
Yeah.
You see that? Like, everything that I got is legal. I've had to, you know, wait my time for my background check to come back. You know, for my rifle and my 45, I waited 11 days. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving up shit.
That's 11 days of your life plus, you know, several $100, if not more, depending.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention, you know, I bought the rifle bare butt naked, and I put about $1,500 into it, and I ain't even done nothing too much internal. It's just all with goodies on the outside, and my pistol was $700-800. But at the end of the day, I had to wait. I had to, you know, do the right thing. I had to go through a background check. My background is straight, so I'm keeping my shit.
I'm still tripping that you had to wait that long, to be honest with you. Like, because your background's clean, there are no felonies, nothing that prohibits. Why they wait that long? Like,
well, I did, you know, that's not saying my background is all the way clean. I ain't gonna sit up here and let you say like my background is clean. Like, they wrote whole newspaper articles about me and my background. So.
There's no prohibiting offenses.
No, I don't have any prohibiting offenses, but, you know, just because
a NICS check is damn near instant. Like, so the pistol I got on me, I bought in Texas. That was over the counter. They did my NICS check, quick and easy. Then when I came up here, I registered it because you got to register them here. The one in my safe, I walked into a pawn shop. It took me 45 minutes. This rifle down here took me about 30 minutes.
I've never gone into the store and walked out with a gun.
Yeah, it strikes me as crazy. Every firearm I've ever bought, my first AR-15 that I ended up not taking with me to Colorado because I just gotten back from Afghanistan. I'm like, you know, I don't want to leave this in the arms room. What's the point of having a firearm if you're not going to be able to keep it with you and you're not allowed to have weapons in the barracks?
Hell yeah.
I left it with my dad, and then after a year, I'm like, Dad, it's yours. That one, I was 21 years old, just turned, and that was an hour of my life.
I've never gone in to a store and walked out at the same visit. Come on, man, you see me coming, get out the way. Shit, call him on the phone. Sorry, y'all.
No, you good. Trust me, you're a lot nicer with your road rage than I am. A lot of mean words come out of my mouth when someone doesn't want to get out of the way, or if they try passing me in a no passing zone. Like, did your mother squat birth you over concrete? The fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah,
it comes out of my mouth a lot.
And it's always the people with the raggediest cars, and you know they ain't got no insurance. And I'm not judging nobody, but it's like, come on, man, like.
That's something that needs to be taken care of. Like, they started taking the right steps a few years ago with our insurance, but they stopped midway through.
Mm-hmm.
Or registering our cars. Like, I just spent X amount of money. My case, we'll use my truck for instance, $15,000 to buy this damn thing with money that had been taxed. And then there was taxes on this. And then I have to give you money to use the damn thing on your roads, which is a tax. And I have to do that yearly. Can we back off on these taxes a little bit so people can actually afford to legally use their vehicles?
Hell no, because the city council just voted for us to abate $72 million.
Yeah. God. And I guarantee you, Ashley's not going to be here for that. Oh, no, I can't say that because they've been running these Amazon buildings around the state for about 15, 20 years. So they may still be around, but the businesses that they...
Amazon building, though. Like, we don't even know what's going to be in this building.
Yeah.
I just rode past there the other day. That's a big-ass building over there. Mm-hmm. That's a big building.
I mean, you know what, I can drive you down to Livonia one of these days, and I can show you where I used to work. It was massive. Yeah, it was massive, dude. I used to have to walk that thing. So I kept my phone on me, even though I could kind of get in trouble, even though I was security. Just to do the step count, and it was a 2-mile walk around that building.
I believe it.
It was that big.
I tried to work at Amazon as a second job last year. Sometime I had an interview in somewhere in Orchard Lake and somewhere else, but you know, someplace that already rich with tax money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so those places are huge. But I don't know what they're gonna do with this big ass building down here. But
Jeff, what the fuck? Sorry, I just read Jeff's comment, and he says in Virginia we have to pay a vehicle tax like what's on your home.
You do. I used to live in Virginia. I lived in Norfolk and Virginia Beach for 4.5 years.
There's
a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff different about Virginia. Like you can't just be on assistance for a lifetime. I think if I remember correctly, because I had an internship, you get 2 years, and that's why over in the projects, we call them projects here in Virginia, or they call them parks. So in the parks, you got parents that got babies that are spread apart by 2 years, 24 months apart, because you get 2 years to be on that assistance, and then you gotta, they putting you off. So they just reset, have another kid in 2 years.
Man, Virginia's different, man. That's a different beast.
That was years ago. I'm not sure if it's still like that. That was 20 years ago when I was in school down there.
Man, like I can't fathom that, because in my mind, I have the deed to my house. I don't have a mortgage, right? In my mind, I still don't own it because I have to pay the government rent every year.
Mm-hmm.
So in Virginia, I don't own my car. I have to pay the government lease every year. What? That kills me. Or every 2 years.
Virginia's not a state; it's a commonwealth. So different. If I'm not mistaken, who was that? Jeff, that's in Virginia. Each different county or each different municipality can basically name their punishment for the violations. So if you I know in Norfolk, if you get pulled over for driving on suspended license, it could be 30 days, and if you go to like Portsmouth or Virginia Beach or something like that, you could get 6 months or some shit like that, probation or something like that. As far as I know, Commonwealth, each different municipality can choose their own, punishment for. I know, like Richmond had. It was funny because Richmond had this channel. If you got caught picking up a prostitute, they put you on this channel, and they would tell your charges and what you did, and anybody could see your wife, your pastor, your kids, all that type of crazy stuff.
A name and shame technique usually works better than an actual physical punishment. I found with a lot of kids, like when I was in the Army. It was always better, instead of making a kid push for hours at a time or do the paperwork on them, end of day formation, first sergeant would say, "Does anyone have anything to add?" "Yes, first sergeant. Private Snuffy over here couldn't be on time, X, Y, and Z."
Yeah.
Embarrass the hell out of him. After that, he'd be 20 minutes early to the time that I posted, which is usually 20 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there we go. Name and shame works wonderful.
But if your wife finds out the hard way that you've been out being a John, like she just happened to turn on channel 17 and see, what the fuck? What are you gonna say?
Here's the divorce paperwork. It says everything is yours except for this cardboard box.
You will never live that down. I'm talking about 40 years from now, coming from church, she just gonna look at you in the side of your head and be like, "And you love that." What? It's like you ain't never gonna live that down.
That is definitely giving the divorce paperwork and saying everything is yours. Just give me a cardboard box. I did done screwed up bad.
And you paid for it, like.
Yeah, poor guy. He's
real quick, Jeff, while you're in the chest, I believe when I was a freshman, I went to Norfolk State University, downtown Norfolk. It's a HBCU. Go Spartans. There's a crazy. I took this class that had these weird Virginia laws that are not really enforced, but they still exist. And one of them that really caught my ear when a professor said it is that there's a law that says on Sundays between like the hours of 11 and 1 or 12 and 2 or something, 11 and 12 and 1 or something like that, if you get into it with your wife, you can take her to the courthouse steps and beat her. Like, that's one of them weird laws that happened back in, the 1700s or something like that they never outlawed. I'm not sure if it still exists, but that was our professor told us that. Like, yo, that's crazy.
Dude,
but it's still, that's
every state has some crazy shit like that. Arizona, you cannot have a donkey in your bathtub on a Tuesday.
See, what kind of app?
See? Or you cannot have more than 2 sex toys in a household. In Texas,
sex toys body part count as one?
No. In Texas, you cannot have any sex toys, period, whatsoever. So how shops get around that is they don't call them sex toys, they call them marital aids.
Or bookstores. They got the Lion's Den bookstore that's all around.
Mm-hmm. They just relabel everything as marital aid.
I don't know that they call them the Lion's Den bookstores. Somebody told me that. It ain't like I've been there or nothing like that. I'm just saying.
You can drive down 75 and see Lion's Den.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I ain't know. Somebody just told me. I ain't been in there or nothing.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I first met my stepkids, we were picking them up from up here, taking them down to Texas, and I see a Lion's Den a billboard, and it says "Adult Toys Marital Aids." I can't remember which kid was in the truck with me. She goes, "What kind of toys do adults play with?" I go, "PlayStation 4."
Yep.
That's all I could think of that wouldn't get, like, that child don't need to know this.
Adults play Xbox, kids play with PlayStations.
Yeah, she was like single digits at that time. I'm like, nope. Yeah. I'm not going to be the one that explains that, at least not at this age. Nope.
You want to know what's weird? That I remember the first time I asked my mom, like when I found out what like I had to have been in the 4th or 5th grade when I found out what gay was, and I looked at my mom and I was like, well, how do two men? And she was like, I'll never forget the look on her face where she was like, I'll never forget. She said they just hug a lot, and I'm like, hug a lot. Like, that ain't no fun. When I was sneaking looking at the Playboy channel, and the man and the woman do way more than hug.
The fuzzy channel, God, the 80s and 90s were a trip. I miss those days. Like, now everything's at a kid's fingertips. Even with parental controls, there's ways to get around it. Like, man.
Google. If you want to Google whatever, I got my son in here, so I'm not saying too much, but
I'm not gonna give other ways of getting around it, because then again, he's your kid. He's smart as hell, so we're probably not gonna say anything that he doesn't already know.
Yeah, but I don't want to give him no ideas either.
Yeah. Blue laws where you couldn't open on Sundays or serve alcohol. Oh, Dry County.
No, it's the entire state.
No,
you got to get the liquor from an ABC store, and that sucks because if you got the holidays or if you got something to do on the weekend and you forget to go to that ABC store before 8 or 9 o'clock, shit out of luck, bro.
See, that's why in my barracks room, I always had 2 bottles that I don't touch unless it was like past the time the class 6 closed. Go ask your day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I remember a lot of times getting stuck. I don't really, well, I ain't gonna say I don't drink a whole lot now, but not like, nobody drinks like they did when they're in their 20s, and early 30s. So I remember there's a lot of times when I was just like coming from Michigan, because you can go to the liquor store till 2 o'clock on damn near any day of the week.
Hey, Clack, your sound went down. You must have turned the car off. Your sound went off. You low over there.
My bad. My finger. I'm holding my phone. My bad. Is that better?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm holding my phone and my finger went over the microphone. My bad. But yeah, there's a lot of times, that, especially when you're trying to date a girl or, hang out with some girls and you don't even link up until 8 or 9 o'clock. And then it's like, well, what we going to do? We can't go. You just got to go to a bar or something. And you ain't getting no real drink in no bar. They counting out the shots and,
Yeah, my barracks room had a bottle of Jack and a bottle of tequila at all times. A 6-pack in the mini fridge. I also made sure to have plenty of snackies on hand and soda, because you meet up with a girl, go to dinner, go to the bar. If things work well, go back to my barracks room and never sign her in, because never sign her in. And things go well. Okay, we're gonna sober up and we're gonna hang out for a little while and talk and bullshit, whatever. And okay, you're sobering up. You want to drink more. Okay, here's this. You know that, because like if the class 6 closes on post, there's no way for you to get any sort of liquor. And well, no, that's not true, because some shopettes will still sell until about like 1 a.m. But yeah, like when you're a private in the Army, or a PFC, you usually don't have your own car, and you're not walking to that shopette when there's a girl in your barracks room. Like, I've seen too many guys get ripped off because of that. Like, oh yeah, let me go get a pack of smokes. Come back, their PlayStation's gone, their TV's gone, their wallet's gone. Like,
oh, you mean like they left the girl?
Yeah.
Oh man, they tripping. Oh no, rule number 1.
Yeah, no, a lot of these kids came from more trusting areas. Some cornbread.
And I know if they warned us about the girls, about how the girls do the military guys, and I wasn't even in the military. I was in school, and I know if they was like, hey man, you can't, these girls are one of these military guys, they be getting over me. You got to watch them. I know y'all got to have some type of orientation, like, hey, don't let them use those.
Yeah, we get a week of orientation that goes from the local culture to the females around here and their tricks, to finances and the places that'll rip you off. A lot of females, they see, or no, because a lot of males now too, because female soldiers and gay soldiers, have fun. But you'll see a lot of people, they'll chase the dog tag, because if they can hook you into a marriage one way or another, free healthcare, extra pay, and the military always takes your side over the service member side.
I'm just gonna say, I had my girlfriend, my cousin, his girlfriend, which is now his wife, and another one of our friends. We leased a big old house in Virginia Beach, and she, like, it was so obvious that, like, as soon as he got deployed, she was out wilding, and then when he came back, he caught her, and I don't know what she said to his commanding officer. He got put out. He still had to pay her rent. He had to pay her child support, and then the dude that was living there ended up being the kid's father. He didn't even have to pay the child support. The guy who was in the military had to pay it.
Yep.
Somebody gotta die.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Connolly. And I'm just gonna throw his name out there because it's been 13 years. His wife couldn't wait until he was out of the country to cheat on him. We got on that airplane at Colorado Springs Airport, and she was already with another guy.
Yes.
Another dude from another company. I can't remember his name. We are gone for a year. We land back in Colorado Springs, and she's sitting here with a belly. And he had the first set of leave. So last time he saw her was 10 months prior. Like, she's like, it's your baby. I know how to do math. This ain't how this works. Yeah, that happens a lot. Also, you have someone asking, they say they want a chair shirt and a hoodie, by the way.
Okay. Well, my name is Michael Clack on Facebook. Inbox me.
There we go. But, man, we've been going for an hour and a half today. You got to get ready for your meeting. I got to get ready for your meeting. I
don't want to go.
I don't want to. They're doing stupid.
Today is just one of them days, man. It's gloomy outside. It's not sunny. And that's another thing I don't want to get off into another subject since we've been on for an hour and a half, but that's another thing that I can speak on, because as the chair of a meeting, you set the tone. So if I go in there with a messed up attitude, people are going to feed off my messed up attitude, and it's going to have a negative effect on the meeting. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to flow right. It's not gonna, people are gonna be, negative and be all down in the slump. So that's you can't.
I know you said you don't do a lot of caffeine, but I'm just going to say, dude, like pop 2 cups of coffee, self-medicate with something legal, caffeine, and walk on in there, hyperactive, sunshine, happy as can be. You guys will blow through that meeting in another 17 minutes.
We'll see. I don't expect any fireworks or anything. It's just the fact that,
it's policy meeting, so you got a lot of things on your agenda to roll through.
And it's boring though. Like that's the thing. It's nothing exciting about policy. It's just, hey, do you think that we should do this? No. Why? Why? Cause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you're the one that put it out there. It's easy. The motion goes forward. It gets a second. There's debate or discussion, and then a vote.
No, that's exactly how it is. I don't understand how you've been doing this for over a year. You got to know motion, second, discussion, vote. Simple.
Yeah, and the discussion, it can take a little bit, especially when you got point of order, point of information, point of order, point of information.
Sorry about that.
Same time. It shouldn't take you like 4 hours or 8 hours or 12 hours.
No, point of information.
Your call has been forwarded to an audit.
Point of information is you're trying to gain clarity. Point of order is somebody's broken a rule and you need to, we need to get back to how, somebody broke a rule and we're trying to get clarity on the breaking the rule. So it's not that hard. I mean, like if you want to call for the question, the person who's got the floor, the only person that can call for the question means we're going to vote about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, call your mama. Voice message. She just called me. See? Yeah, so I mean, true enough. Robert's rules it takes a minute to get to know, to understand it and to learn it, but it's not that hard. I was communicating with my students in Robert's rules. Like I can call one of my former students right now. He's in the 7th grade now, and he would you remember him when you came to my class, the little short dude, but the one that's on my TikTok that ate the crackers and I told him to whistle him.
Yeah,
like.
The one that couldn't stay in his seat, but it wasn't that big of a bother because he just had that much energy. Like, all right, buddy, stand.
That's him. Well, if he had something that he wanted to ask me, he would always say point of information. If I'm up there, lecturing my class, point of information. And he couldn't wait for me to say something that he thought was wrong. He was
I got point of ordered once when I cussed.
Yeah, like, and don't let me be on the phone and he hear me say something like, what the hell, or something like that. He's like, point of order. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like he would, and then I say, wait a minute. If I'm, I'm grown, I appeal the ruling of the chair. So it's like it's not that hard. If I got 6th graders talking to me in Robert's rules, it's not that hard.
And honestly, so one of the longtime viewers, one of our good friends, Philip Lee, one of my favorites, he said, and he's been saying it for a while, Robert's rules is good and fine. But if you relax them a little bit and do a modified, relaxed version of Robert's rules, you move a lot faster.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
I mean, you just go off your own judgment and just give people a little bit more, like how you already do. Right? So, yeah, you stick to the book, but you aren't just such a stickler that everything must be shot down if it isn't absolutely perfect according to Robert's rules.
I don't ever. If I got people that comes talk on the mic, I never shut them down. If they still got a couple more, I don't never. Even if there are people that come down there to talk shit about me to me while I'm chairing the meeting, I can't. I'm not gonna silence them, even though I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, but and your colleagues as well. Like you don't just slam the gavel down on them. It's like, all right, guys. We're going to relax a little bit as long as we're all respectful and we don't start jumping on each other and we can get business done. Phil Lee has been a genius with that. And I've seen it work with you. And I've seen it work 2 or 3 times in council when they decided to, relax and pull the stick out a little bit.
Well, if like I said, the chair is so important when, when it comes to how the flow of the meeting goes. If you just get your own personal feelings out of it, I had to do it myself because if you remember my first couple meetings, I wasn't letting shit slide. Not with Laura McIntyre, not with Joyce McNeil, not with Claudia Perkins. It was like, when you about to fight, how boxers, they put the Vaseline on their face. that's how that's like the equivalent to what I would do, preparing myself mentally when I be getting ready. I'll be putting
Bro.
Vaseline on my face, strapping up, but now it's like, okay,
like you remember I called you once and I'm like, you need to relax a little bit. Like, do you need some X-Lax to let some of this shit slide?
yeah. So it's just, that's why I said, like, I can't speak to, ordinances and, governing the city, but I can speak to chairing the meeting. And,
things get done now. And things are very open and clear now. It's no more where I'm pulling up financial records going, what the hell's going on here? Like, it gets explained in the damn meetings.
Yeah.
So like,
there will be no more audits that look like that one, at least for the 2 years I know for a fact that I'm here. It ain't gonna happen.
Right. And we just need to keep finding people like you. I'm really tired of seeing recycled names that have been in like six positions already. You know what I mean? Like, you always find some dude, 50s or 60s. He's been on city council twice. He's been on the county commissioners. He's ran for a state rep like 20 times. Like, bro. One or two offices, fine. Hold an office for 2 or 3 terms, fine. After that, please retire, get back to the civilian sector. We've heard everything you've said before. We've heard every thought you've had before and every feeling you have. If we weren't with it the first 6 times, we ain't gonna be with it the 7th or 10th time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is your midget assaulting you?
I just assaulted him first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's happy he ain't got to go to football practice today.
Oh. He don't care. All right.
He's lucky I got a board meeting to go to today.
I'm pretty sure there's a ROTC instructor at U of M Flint. He can go do some PT with him. I think he's Army too.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't hear you. Yeah. Now you don't hear him.
No.
But yeah, man. Anything else you got?
Nah, I'm good right now, boss man. I think we had I don't think we really got into the Q&As because there weren't too many Qs, but
No,
I think we got into the weeds on a lot of good stuff.
Mickey, how many people did we get watching? I don't think it was too many. We weren't too excited today.
No, y'all was at 30. Y'all at 31, 32. You got up to 35, but you're at 30 right now.
All right, that ain't that bad.
Most of the people's on YouTube. That's what I do like. For
I just happen to look on YouTube. Yeah, it's 21 watching now.
Folks, thank you for being on the YouTube. Like I said,
like the video.
Yeah, please like the video. If you have not already subscribed to 810 News Media Group, please hit that subscribe button. I get mad when people, as soon as the video come on, they always say like, share, and subscribe. Like, I don't even know what you about to talk about yet. How you gonna tell me to like your shit when it came on?
Yeah,
right.
And if you like listening to us a lot, go ahead and hit that bell icon and put all. If you like, not hearing from us at all, but you still wanna, support, hit none, and then if you want the algorithm to decide what you like, hit personalized, folks. See, you got 4 options with us.
But I'm asking y'all to like it and subscribe. I'm just telling
I was gonna say, now that you've been on with us for an hour and some change, if you like the content, like, share, and subscribe. Sometimes we get a little bit excited. Sometimes it's a little bit more exciting. Sometimes it's more fireworks than others. But we just kind of chilling today.
Yeah, today was an organic conversation, which I'm always more excited for, rather than coming and bringing fire and brimstone. Like, I'd rather show people what we're actually about rather than just constant rage and anger, which that's the other side of me, but that doesn't have to always be.
There's plenty of time for that, and there's plenty of rage and anger to go around.
Yeah,
you ain't lying. It's enough negativity.
I exist. I must be an electron because I'm always on that negative charge.
Well, brothers, people that's listening, since you got Clack point of view from if you should like it or subscribe to the channel, I'm telling you, soon as it come on, trust in 810, we're gonna bring you some heat.
Yeah, that too. I'm just saying I trust us, but everybody else, I'll be like, wait a minute now, Seti Nash, or what I'm saying, like whoever, Like, wait a minute, I don't even know what you about to talk about, man. This shit could be clickbait. I don't how you gonna tell me to like it? You just came on.
Right.
First time I listened to Luton09 for my Warhammer lore. It like, share, and subscribe. I'm like, who the hell are you? I don't know if you're actually going to stay accurate to the lore if you're going to go off into some crazy, side fan fiction. Like, let's see what you're all about.
But yeah, so let me look, you guys. Don't forget, whenever you guys get that panel with the with them one folks, I want to be on, man. Like, just so we can talk, get some point of view from other people around the nation.
They popped up in our YouTube feed last night, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said they love the content, and since Wintus told us about them, I popped over onto the Tiki-Talkies. I don't like TikTok whatsoever. It's not good for my boomer brain. But I went over there and I watched their stuff, and I let them out like, yeah, I like your guys' stuff too. This is pretty cool. Just saying, TikTok is not good for a guy with Dane Bramage, because I get lost in the weeds. Hell, I get lost in the weeds on Facebook. Imagine something that has 30-second videos. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's 6 hours later.
Let me put my little plug in for that too. I'm on TikTok, y'all. Motivational Mike 810. Check me out. I just start getting the feel of it, so I got a whole bunch of crazy little videos. Not crazy yet, but they will be though. But I got some videos.
And Wintus has got us started on TikTok as 810 News Media Group as well. So all over the place, guys.
Yeah, our social media thing finna be unbelievable. Just be patient with us. We just getting started.
And this is my only social media on the face space, guys. So don't look for me. I'm not doing anything other than this.
Backing up. Oh, yeah. We got anything else, though?
No, that was it.
All right.
Mickey,
what y'all got up
anything?
for tonight? No city council, no nothing?
No, we probably got a break from that. Now I'm gonna be tapping in. I'm gonna share the school board meeting, so it'll be in 810.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it should be anything too exciting tonight, but you never know. Dealing with the Flint community schools, you never know.
Hey, look, like I told everyone earlier, the more eyes on something, even if it isn't going sideways right now, it can help keep it from going sideways, right? So it may be boring. There may not be any huge lies and accusations flying around. At the same time, we've had some pretty interesting ones before and caught some things on video after the fact. So who knows? This might be one of those.
Yeah, hopefully not. But hey, you never know. Again, I'll be there with the hammer. Call me Thor.
Well, listen, we're gonna end it on that. We're gonna end it on that, man. We'll see y'all. Peace.
Yeah.